relevant course of architecture, which we will discuss in this presentation. It is among the subjects chosen by the student, involves 9 credits. I believe that it is important to clarify the meaning of credit or formativo and the concept of relief first. Then everything should be clear. As for the credit, I said 9 credits. Basically, this course involves 225 hours of commitment learning by the student. 225 hours because we know very well that every formative credit is 25 hours. For 9 we have our 225. Which means that during this period of time the student has to produce something, because the credit points indicate commitment, production, work. Let's see how the course will be structured. We must say that the student can choose the subject of their work, precisely in compliance with the concept of training credits, which, we must remember, were introduced with the reform for a very simple fact. Because once, for example, the engineering faculty came from the 2 high schools, scientific or classic, and therefore from training it was basic enough to be considered uniform. While with the arrival at the same faculty of students from almost all schools, we have a student population with very diversified basic training.
Con formazione di base molto diversificata. Di conseguenza,
consequently, one cannot speak more of the ex-professorship lesson, but one speaks of one-on-one lessons, one speaks of a personalized study plan. It is assumed that every student enrolls in university to learn something he needs for a future job, and this is very important. If you choose the relief of architecture discipline, it is clear that you intend to use the survey in your future work either as a user or probably also as a survey performer.
Sia come utente, probabilmente anche come esecutore del rilievo.
It is evident that the relevant discipline includes several techniques, from manual to photogrammetric to laser scan, to stay with the latest techniques just available. You can know photography as you cannot know it. You can know the photogrammetric technique as you cannot know it. Based on their knowledge, the student deepens one or the other method. It is always assumed in an applicative way. That is, it must apply these techniques to a survey of any subject that he chooses, not to choose at random, because it is assumed that the choice is based on a need, on an interest in detecting that object.
Ma lo sceglie non tanto per scegliere, perché si presuppone che quella scelta è basata su un'esigenza, su un interesse a conoscere, a rilevare quell'oggetto.
Another point to be clarified right away is that we can no longer stop when we speak of relief in the 2-dimensional graphics. By now, technology allows us to represent a building in a 3-dimensional way, with respect for lights, shadows, colors, and to bring everything back with extreme fidelity to the existing. We fix the basic concept by relief. We must understand the complex of information necessary and sufficient to make a replica of the building. I say replica and not copy because it is assumed that in the representation I have to be able to reconstruct the building, possibly with the same methods used by those who made the original.
Con gli stessi metodi eseguiti da chi ha realizzato l'originale. Quindi il risultato finale sarà
So the end result will be a digital model that we can take apart as we please,
semplicemente
that we can observe in all its details in a three-dimensional way. And when I say three-dimensional, I say in a stereoscopic way.
cioè non
3D is not perspective, but it is a model that can be measured according to the three directions X, Y, and Z.
secondo le tre
So in a
dimensioni,
space where it exists.
quindi in uno spazio nel quale esiste.
So the end result will be a digital model that we can take apart as we please, that we can observe in all its